Good morning. It's November 10th, and we're going to talk about stilt homes on the water. Right now, there are 22 properties that are active, pending, or recently sold that are stilt homes. The reason we look at stilt homes is that they're above the floodplain in theory. Anything prior to 1993 that's multi story could and likely has living area that's built out, meaning you're not going to get the cheap insurance, and you're going to be required to have flood insurance. Whereas if you're above the floodplain, the flood insurance that you get will be very much cheaper. You still should get it anyway. So going through the list, this one sat for 357 days before it went pending, and this is really not in our criteria. This is a 1982 home, so it likely has living area under downstairs, and this also is substandard water. It's very difficult to get around this point to go to the main channel going out. Here's the main channel right here. And this one's pending, so it doesn't matter. If you're shopping, this one's a multi-story house, but it is on the ground and it did flood. Okay, Martha's Vineyard, built in 1988. This home likely has living area. Well, I don't see living area down. Oh, no, excuse me. So they either didn't ever put living area in or they took it out. But pre 1993, is allowed to have living area downstairs, and this one says no damage, and it's because there's nothing downstairs. So they have it set up so that they get the cheap flood insurance. Driftwood is built in 1991. This has nothing downstairs. It did have hurricane storm flood damage downstairs, and let's. Oh, there's that lot across the way. The question is, can they build on that? Sure looks like it, but I have to look at the setbacks and see if it's wide enough. Elevator. I'm racing forward to see the downstairs. See, so you can see this had 3 or 4 feet of water in it, and they cut the drywall, and they have not put it back. But this is like 16 feet high. And you can see here the damage to the house right there. $650,000, been on the market for 27 days this time. River Ridge Road, $675,000. This one is on the ground. It came up on the list because it's a multi-story house, and this one was built in 1920. 80 feet along the Cody River. $675,000. Gulf Harbor Seaforce, $700,000, built in 1985. Gulf Harbor Seaforce is higher than Gulf Harbors. It's likely this one did not flood, but it's also likely that you're going to have to buy the expensive flood insurance. No, it says elevated. And they're only advertising 1,736 square feet. So it's likely that they're not, that they've made this home above the flood zone, and in which case you can get the cheap flood insurance. All right, Judy, built in 2016. I've had this house listed before when I was the listing agent. It's got some very narrow footprint, very small footprint, but it's lovely. $775,000. Been on the market for 218 days. Makes you wonder. Okay, Clark Street, great house. the only problem with this house is the location is across from Ollie's, and Ollie's has a tendency to have some really fun nights. Let's show you this on the map. So here's this house, great location, and here's Ollie's right there. So when they're rocking and rolling, it's gonna be loudish. Gulf Way in Sea Pines. No pool. $799,000, built in 2018. Yeah, the newer builds are more expensive, but boy, are they nice. All right, this one sold. It was $810,000. It sold in 110 days at $805,000. That works out to $402 a square foot for a 2004 built home with 2,000 square feet. Gulf Harbor Seaforth, built in 1987. It's very likely that this is has a build out downstairs, 2,900 square feet. So if they've got drywall downstairs, then it's going to be subject to the same kind of flood insurance as an on the ground. And this one's been on the market for 351 days. But it appears that this is, it all boils down to the elevation. So we have to look at the elevation certificate to see if it's at 16 feet or more, then it's effectively above the floodplain. Built in 1985, multi-story home, great neighborhood, Gulf Harbor Seaforth, got a pool. And it's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath design. So hot water tank replaced in 2021. Stacy, built in 1994. So that means that this house is above the floodplain, assuming they didn't put drywall downstairs. $81 days on the market. Likely did not flood upstairs. No, that's obviously the question is, did it flood downstairs? Now this one closed. This was $899. It sold for $906. Built in 1988. It's possible that this has drywall downstairs, and if it does, it's not in the criteria I would have liked to have come up. Yeah, ideally, I'm looking for properties that are not going to require the big flood insurance. This is $949,900. And this Gulf Way is the premium preserve at Sea Pines. This is $324 a square foot. Because this is 3 stories. It's got the extra living area beyond some of these. And here's a pool home. That's a community feature. No neighbors across the way. I've talked about it before, how attractive that is. 1.13, 14-foot elevation. I think 16 is the magic number. Yeah, definitely want to make sure that you get a flood quote on anything that you get under contract. Make sure you're going to be able to live with this. Oh, I know this house. Yeah, this is Gulf Frontage. This is spectacular. And unfortunately, it was built in 1977. And this one is pending. So it's likely that this is going to have the expensive flood insurance. Bailey's Bluff, 1981, on the ground, $1.2 million. Gulf Harbor's Woodland sold. It's a 1990 house, $1.399. It sold for $1.375. The question is, again, is what is the height of the living area, and does it require us to spend the big money on the big insurance. This is a 2002 home. See this now and then when I drive by. I think this has got the wraparound view from all four sides of the house. Yeah, very cool house. 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom, $404 a square foot. Very cool. All right, I know this house. In fact, this house has a colorful past. 1989, $1.5 million. I don't want to go into it, but it definitely, they all have a story. Here's 1.7 million. Wow, Gulf View. Nice elevator. This works out to $615 a square foot. Anyway, Randy Jenkins. Oh, I should have been prepared to put my contact info up. Here we go. Florida Real Estate Partners, American Mortgage Services. The phone is ringing. Have a great day. Hi, this is Randy.